Philip J. Fry, delivery boy, time accident, walking disaster, and yet somehow still the heart of the show. Here are the saddest, strangest, most unfair moments where life didn't just fail him, it kicked him while he was down. The Why of Fry, Season 4, Episode 10. Fry starts his day feeling completely useless. Leela and Bender return from a mission without him, and Fry stands there like an extra sock no one bothered to match. He wants to help, but nobody even noticed he was missing. Then Leela casually mentions she has a date with Chaz, the words Fry never wanted to hear. Things get worse when Leela asks Fry to walk Nibbler. Fry agrees, because this is clearly his role now. Others save the universe, while Fry handles Nibbler poop. As he walks Nibbler, feeling unwanted and replaceable, something impossible happens. Nibbler starts talking. Yeah, exactly.
The poop eradication is but one aspect of your importance.
Even we were shocked hearing Nibbler speak in full sentences with deep wisdom. Before Fry can react properly, Nibbler knocks him out and drags him through space like this is just a normal Tuesday. Fry wakes up on Eternium, the Niblonians' homeworld. The ancient aliens explain a wild truth. Fry doesn't have a delta brainwave because of his accident in Roswell that ends well. Normally that would be bad, but instead it makes Fry immune to the brain spawn, giant floating brains that want to steal all knowledge and destroy the universe. Everyone else is helpless. Fry, the guy who loses fights with doors, is the only one who can stop them. For the first time ever, Fry's told that he matters. Literally, without him, everything ends. The Niblonians give Fry a bomb to trap the infosphere and a tiny escape ship. Fry goes on the mission and immediately touches the wrong thing, because of course he does. The brain spawn notice him, Fry panics, launches the ship, and activates the bomb just in time. Then the brain spawn show him the truth. Fry wasn't frozen by accident. Nibbler pushed him into the cryogenic tube on purpose. Fry always believed his life fell apart because of bad luck. Now he learns it was planned by someone he trusted. Then comes another twist. The brain spawn offer Fry a chance to stop Nibbler. He goes back in time and grabs Nibbler under the desk. Nibbler begs that Fry must be frozen or the universe will die.
Our sages foresee that in 1,000 years, for one moment, the fate of the universe will depend on you.
Fry is angry, confused, and hurt. His entire life was stolen without consent. But then he thinks about Leela. He says he would save her if he could. Nibbler tells him not to give up on her, so Fry makes the choice himself. He pushes himself into the tube. Back in the future, the universe is saved. Nibbler thanks Fry and gives him a flower, but before Fry can ask why he had to suffer so much, Nibbler wipes his memory. He starts unwanted, learns his pain was planned, saves the universe, and forgets it all. He finally mattered and never gets to remember why. Next episode, same Fry, but new emotional damage. Time Keeps Slippin', Season 3, Episode 14. This episode begins in full Futurama chaos, and somehow turns into another emotional hit for Fry. A group of globetrotters suddenly lands on Earth and challenges the planet to a basketball game.
But now, for no reason, we challenge you to defend your honor on the basketball court.
For reasons no one really explains. Professor Farnsworth accepts instantly, because stopping to think has never really been his thing. The professor decides to create mutant supermen, but instead, he makes glowing mutant babies who can barely stand. To fix this, the crew collects chronotons, dangerous particles that once destroyed an entire civilization. Fry barely notices the risk because he's too busy trying to impress Leela. Once the chronotons are used, time starts glitching. The game begins, Earth is winning, and then time skips without warning. Fry suddenly appears as the 5th player, full of confidence and zero skill, mostly because Leela's watching.
Who cares? We're 35 points ahead with 2 minutes left. What could possibly...
Time immediately jumps again. The game is over. Earth loses 244 to 86. That's not a loss, that is emotional damage. Leela blames Fry, and Fry looks crushed. From his point of view, the game barely happened. Being blamed for something you never got a chance to finish feels unfair, and Fry takes it personally. As time skips get worse, the universe starts falling apart, and the Globetrotters help fix the damage. Meanwhile, Fry decides this is the perfect moment to confess his feelings. He invites Leela into a tiny time-proof shelter he built in a closet. Inside it are candles, a bed, and pure Fry-style romance on a tight budget. Leela questions how this protects them from time jumps. Fry confidently explains that,
"'Cause when we're together in here, baby, time will stand still." How?
Right on cue, time jumps again. Fry reappears later with a bruised eye and the same sad expression. Loving Leela seems to hurt in very real ways. Things get worse. During time skips, Fry and Leela jump forward into a wedding he doesn't remember planning, then into a divorce he doesn't remember causing. Fry gets married and divorced in seconds, blamed for tricking someone he loves without ever knowing how. Before the final fix, Fry apologizes. He says he would never trick her on purpose. Leela says they can be friends, kisses him on the cheek, and walks away. Fry accepts it, even though it clearly hurt. As the crisis ends, Fry sees the worst part. During one time skip, he rearranged stars to spell, "I love you, Leela." The message vanishes before she ever sees it. That was the moment when Fry realizes he gave everything and time took it away before it could matter. Let's go to the next story that shows Fry's bad luck began way before the future. The Luck of Fryish. Season 3, Episode 10. This episode begins in the 1970s, and Fry's problems start instantly. Baby Fry is introduced to his brother Yancey, and instead of excitement, Yancey reacts with pure jealousy. He complains that he should have been named Philip, and starts grabbing Fry's toys like he's defending sacred land. Fry can't even sit up yet, and his brother already treats him like competition. Great start to life. Cut to the year 3000, and Fry's luck is still aggressively terrible. He loses all his money in a horse race, except $1, and then even that gets stolen by the wind. At this point, it feels less like bad luck and more like the universe is bullying him. This disaster reminds Fry of childhood, when he was losing to Yancey until he found a 7-leaf clover. The second he picked it up, everything flipped. Fry started winning with moves he didn't even know he had. For once, life felt fair. Fed up, Fry decides it's time to get the clover back. Fry, Leela, and Bender head underground to Old New York, and Fry proudly declares his bad luck officially over. As they explore the ruins, a giant sewer creature casually steps on Fry with no warning, only attack. Just one step, like Fry's trash on the sidewalk. We flash back to Fry's youth at a street breakdance audition. Fry performs first, and Yancey immediately copies every move and takes credit. Fry challenges him to a headspin, puts the clover in his headband, and absolutely nails it. Yancey tries to steal the clover, but Fry bolts like he just unlocked a side quest called Protect the Luck. Back in the future, Fry keeps searching. We jump to the 1980s, where he hid the clover inside a record vault tucked into the Breakfast Club's soundtrack. It felt safe forever, but when Fry opens the vault, the clover is gone. Fry doesn't pause or think. His brain jumps straight to Yancey took it. All the old resentment comes rushing back. Leela tries to comfort him, saying that brothers fight and Yancey probably cared. Fry doesn't believe it. Then they find a giant statue of Yancey wearing the clover, with the name Philip J. Fry. Fry is crushed. He thinks his brother stole his name, his luck, and his dream. The truth hits later at the grave. The inscription reads that the child was named after his uncle. Yancey didn't steal Fry's life. He honored it. Fry gently places the clover back, finally understanding, and that's why this episode hurts. Fry spends the whole story believing he was forgotten, only to learn he was deeply loved. The truth is sweet, but it comes too late. And that quiet sadness is why we're always on Fry's side. Fry's bad luck takes a hit in the last episode, and now the universe decides to play loud music inside his head for fun. Game of Tones, Season 7, Episode 23. This episode starts with a very loud problem. A giant alien ship heads towards Earth, blasting 4 musical tones on repeat. At first, everyone treats it like the worst ringtone ever, but soon the sound starts shaking buildings and cracking the planet. This is no concert, this is a noise complaint on a global level. Strangely, only Fry recognizes the tune. He knows he's heard it before, but his memory refuses to cooperate. It's like his brain knows the song but skipped the chorus. The professor scans Fry's brain and finds the source. The sound comes from December 31st, 1999, the night Fry was frozen. So naturally, the solution is simple. Make Fry relive the worst day of his life. The professor sends Fry into a dream of his past. Fry walks through his old neighborhood like it was still 1999. For a moment, it feels nice. Then he wakes up and learns he slept for nearly 2 weeks.
Exactly! And you've been asleep for 13 and a half days!
The alien ship is now so close that every tone feels like Earth getting punched by sound. Everyone tells Fry to go back into the dream and remember the tune. Fry doesn't want to, and honestly, who would want to replay the day their entire life fell apart? Fry gets pushed back into the dream anyway. This time, he appears at his family home. Seymour runs up to him, and Fry immediately softens. He walks inside and sees his family again. Yancy, his parents, all of them. Instead of arguing, Fry just enjoys it. He laughs, relaxes, and acts like he has nowhere else to be. He even takes a bath with Yancy, because Futurama never skips the weird details. The crew keeps interrupting him, yelling about the mission. Fry just ignores them because he wants time with his family. He wants to talk to his mom, maybe say something important. But every time he tries, someone interrupts. Eventually, they drag him out of the house. Fry runs back inside, but it's all gone. The house turns into a blank white space. Fry can't remember anything after that night, and it feels like he loses his family all over again. Defeated, Fry finishes reliving the day. At the cryogenic lab, he finally hears the full tune, including 2 missing notes. That solves the alien problem. The ship lands, and the mystery turns out to be Nibbler's lost key signal. Crisis solved. But the real moment comes later. That night, Fry dreams of his mother. Nibbler reveals that it's actually her dream. She's been dreaming of Fry since he disappeared. Fry hugs her, finally getting the goodbye he never had. This episode hurts because Fry goes looking for a tune and instead finds the loneliness he never escaped. He gets pulled away from his family again and again, but for once, he learns he was never forgotten. Now for our final story, and trust me, this one hits the hardest. Jurassic Park, Season 5, Episode 2. Fry and Bender visit a museum, and suddenly Fry freezes in place. He sees a fossilized dog, and it's Seymour, his pet from the 20th century. Fry's face says everything. You can almost hear him think, "Great, my past is haunting me again." Fry remembers meeting Seymour as a stray who looked like he hadn't eaten since the Stone Age. Fry gave him pizza, and that was it. The dog imprinted on him like a hungry Pokemon. 1 human, 1 dog, 0 life plans. Fry wants Seymour back immediately. The museum refuses, so Fry does the most Fry move possible. He dances the hustle outside for 3 days until they crack. Nothing says "give me my dog" like endless disco. Professor Farnsworth checks the fossil and finds something wild. Seymour fossilized so fast that his DNA and memories survived. The professor can clone him with everything intact. Fry lights up. For the first time, he feels like someone from his past might come back to him. But Bender gets jealous, very jealous. He hates how Fry only talks about Seymour, so he grabs the fossil and tosses it into lava. Fry is shattered. His last link to his old life is burning before his eyes. Bender later feels guilty and dives into the lava to save the fossil. Luckily, Seymour is made of dolomite, which is tougher than Bender's dignity. Bender returns burnt but successful. Fry forgives him because Fry forgives everyone, except maybe anchovies. Then the professor starts the cloning process. Fry's excited, ready to see Seymour again, but the computer shows something that stops him cold. Seymour lived 12 more years after Fry vanished. Fry assumes Seymour moved on and forgot about him. He decides to stop the cloning. He wants the dog to rest peacefully. But the truth is heartbreaking. Seymour never forgot Fry. He followed Fry to the cryogenic lab the night Fry fell into the tube. He waited outside Panucci's Pizza every day after Fry disappeared. Rain, snow, heat, he waited through all of it. His fur turned grey, his body slowed down, but he never stopped waiting for his friend to return. Fry never learns this. He thinks he did the right thing. But we know the truth. Seymour waited for Fry until his last breath. And that's why this moment hurts so much. Fry already lost his family and his time. Now he loses the chance to reunite with the one creature who loved him with no doubts at all. It's quiet, it's painful, and it shows how lonely Fry's life can be, despite trying so hard to move forward. So there you have it, from bad luck to heartbreak. Fry's life is one long emotional roller coaster. Think we missed a moment that crushed your soul? Tell us in the comments. And if you believe Fry deserves at least one good day, hit like, share with Futurama fans, and subscribe for more cartoon chaos.